And now, the time you've all been waiting for is the draw. Sponsored by Cronenberg, 1664. It just gets better with age. Oh. It's hot out here. Now, I'll just go through for a few bits. There's your teams, there's your seeds. Seed 1's green, second seed's blue, third seed's orange, fourth seed's pink. You know, that's not the FA or the Premier League's colours, they are mine. You won't find that with them. They tend to be more pastel. You know, just going through a few scenarios here, I'm thinking best teams from each one. I'm going Chelsea, I'm going Liverpool, I'm going Everton, and I'm going Aston Villa. Worst teams, Tottenham, Palace, Leicester, Norwich. You know, don't shoot me on them, that's my opinions, you may be different. So, let's get this draw on the road. So this is group numbered, obviously in the snacks. And I'm going to start with the 4th seed teams. In there you go. I'll cover this up. Give it a shake. I'm going to do this with, try and do this without first ball out is number 17. First time they've come first. Hey Sean, it's Aston Villa. Now, you know, you might want this team, you might not. They're the villains to some, aren't they? But not to everyone. And you know, I probably wouldn't want them. But Fred and Rose Westwood. And let's hope they can get out the basement of the Premier League and get up where they should be. So Aston Villa will go into group 2. So the groups go back in the bag. I'll make sure Villa go into group 2. Next team, there will be puns throughout this, like some of you are already getting them, not all of you will be, but keep trying, Franksy. Next team is number 20, and that's Norwich. You know, Norwich had a ruddy good season last year, didn't they? And but they're in the Premiership now, but how soon will they be back in the Championship? You know, I reckon they're going back down, but they've come up with a lot more knowledge, a bit more wisdom. So let's see if they can actually cut it this time. And they will be in group 3, Norwich. Again, making sure the group balls are going back in that bag. Sock. You know, it really doesn't matter if I look, because the groups are kind of not decided yet. I don't know what I'm going to get till the end. So, let's get on with it. Next one out is number 16. I believe that is Sunderland. Now, Sunderland didn't have a great season last year, did they? Some people will want them. Some people, probably Sean, he'll probably prefer Mavilla. You know, they're hoping to dick people this season in the league. Or, you know, the players might even rape anything in sight. You know, you never know with them. You never know. So, let's have a see what group they're going to be going into. Give it a whiz around the balls, that is, frankly. Group 4. Again, I just thought I'd add the group bit in for a bit more fun. Again, nothing, it's not official, it's just me. Next team. You know, you got what? You got Watford, you got Bournemouth, 2 promoted teams left. Who's it going to be? It's 19. It's Watford. You know, the Hornets. You know, they could sting a few teams this year, couldn't they? You know, some people might want them. You know, there might be a Diamond or a Diamante. But you know, let's hope their candle doesn't blow in the wind. You know, blow out in the wind even. You know, you wouldn't want that to happen, would you? And they will be going into group 5. You know, I think they wanted that group, being honest. I think they did. You know, let's make sure they go there. And, I mean, we'll check. But my calculations leaves Bournemouth. Group 1, you know, they wanted that group. 18, that is Bournemouth. You know, Bournemouth did really well last year. They won the league, and that was the cherry on the top that they were really looking for. But, you know, how will they do this year? How? You know, it's anybody's guess. I reckon they'll go back down again. But, you know, they'll hopefully get people to deem court and sentence them to defeats, you know, as they do. Or as they did last year. So, Bournemouth. And they indeed are in group 1. Okay, so, you know, 4th seeds out the way. Took a lot of time, didn't it? But you didn't think it'd take this much time. So, groups are going back in. And is that seat 3, I hear you ask? Yes, it is. Let's get them in there. You know, we haven't got an official adjudicator like a lottery or FIFA, but you know, how corrupt are those fuckers, eh? Let's give them a shake. Again. So let's have a look now. It's ball 12, and I believe that is West Ham. You know, I thought they did quite well last year, but they petered out a bit at the end, and you know, their bubble's certainly burst in Europe this year, hasn't it? I mean, I never understand what the ground's called. Is it Upton Park? Is it Amberley? Like, just don't lose my head over it, basically. Some people will want them, some people won't. If you do want them, you'll be singing a nice carol, wouldn't you? But, you know, they're a noble team. I wouldn't mind them. So, West Ham. And they will go into group... Or is it Group 4? Now, people that remembered Group 4 will know that's Sunderland, obviously. Group of death already, isn't it? Group of death. Next box. Next box. Get in, there we go. Rummage. Number 15. It's your boys. It's Newcastle. You know, if you get these, it's a bit cruel, isn't it? But I've done it. I've absolutely done it, and you will have them. You know, with their new manager Steve, let's hope he can shift gear a bit like a McLaren, and you know, let's hope they have a marvellous season. Marvellous season. No. Don't quit my day job. Which I don't do, I do this. Thought one fell out. Just re-rummage. Newcastle will be in Group 5. Again, those writing this down, and I should have said at the start, please have a pen and paper to hand. You will need it. They're in with Watford. Rewatch it if you don't believe me. Trust me. believe I didn't put a Group 4 ball back in here, so I'm just going to find it. I don't know where it's gone. I'll worry about that in a bit. Just check that there's 3 balls in there. There is. The next team. 14. That's Leicester. You know, puns here. Excuse me, I've had to go back a bit. So, you know, they had a delayed start to the season, but they really come through in the end, didn't they? You know, I think they might tinker with their team a little bit this season. You know, hopefully they don't go hoofball. You know, but is it a bad thing? I mean, is it a bad thing to get them? I don't think so. So, 14. It's Leicester. And what group do they go in? Let's have a look. Rummage them around a bit. Group 3. Again, if you've been writing these down, you'll know that's Norwich. You know? Not a bad team. So I believe that leaves West Brom and Everton. You know, most people would probably want Everton, but West Brom, good signings. Good signings this year. Who's it going to be? It's 11. It's Everton. And, you know, the Toffees, they had a bit of a sticky season last year, didn't they? You know, hoping I get them, because if one of you guys, I mean, shame on us, eh? But, you know, there's not many puns with Everton, so I've put a couple in cleverly, obviously. So we'll just see what group they get. I need 2 balls here. See what it is. It's number 1. The dream group that I wanted would have been Villa, but they go in with Bournemouth. You know, probably makes it a little bit more interesting, I reckon. Let's just check the last balls. 13. West Brom. You know, they're a thorn in the sides of a lot of teams. I'm going to be blunt. They've always given me something, you know. Always given me something. Just check what group they've gone into. My last one left is number 2. And that is with Aston Villa. You know. Okay, I won't put the group balls back in because I've got something over here. It's only the glove of destiny. Yeah, he's only whacked that bad boy out, hasn't he? Woohoo! Now, this is the money that Franks has been talking so much about. You know, he's usually trying to skimp on money. He's trying to get out of a round. He asks people for a drink when he knows they've got a full one. You know what he's like. This time he's trying to get 20 quid out of everyone, and he's willing to put it up. So, got 3 balls here. Number 1, tenner. Number 2, 15 quid. Number 3, 20 quid. It's the Franks ball. And I'm even going to put the glove of destiny on to pick it. Of course I am. Oh, tense. Absolute tense. I've got the ball. It's only ball 3. It is only ball 3. You know what that means. It's 20 quid, boys. Cough up. Glove of destiny, everyone. Let's get on with this bad boy then. So, last 2 left. I'm gonna take down that seed. It is hot in here, by the way. I'm going to move the first and second seeds across. Group balls go back in, obviously. And let's get on with it. You know, FIFA would usually have a singer, ex-professional. Not me. You've got Burgess Albion's finest. Oh, sorry, Cookfield Rangers finest. No, Hazlitt's Fat Boys finest. No, where am I playing? Who cares? So, I mean, my pick here, Liverpool. Don't want Palace. Never want Palace. You know, second seats. This is where it gets interesting, isn't it? First ball out. It's a 9. Or is it a 6? Probably should have. No, I'm only kidding. It's a 6, isn't it? Put a 9 under it. Thought ahead, didn't I? Now, number 6 is that Liverpool. And can they do it? Can they do it? They were there, weren't they? They thought they had it at the slip. You know? They were skirting with the championship. You know? And then they got rogered. Absolutely rogered, you know. Let's hope they've got the Bentekas to go better, maybe push into the top 4 and even challenge for the title, you know. Let's see where they will be. It's taking longer than I thought. They will be in Group 1 with their Merseyside rivals. They're in with Everton. That's looking a good team to have, isn't it? That group, sorry. Group 1. Barely contain myself. The only thing, if they get Tottenham, you know, I reckon they'll lose out. So it's not over yet, is it? It is not over yet. Next ball. It's number 10. It's only Palace, you know. Not my favourite team, I'll be honest with you. Punching above their weight last year, weren't they? Look at that, 10th, punching above it. You know, I don't think much of them. I've said that so many times, I really don't. You know, I don't want them. Pain in the palace, aren't they? They will go into Group 5, that's with Watford and Newcastle. Crystal Palace. Sure it goes in. Next team. You know, I've put them up there just for you, but I don't know if you can see them. But it's team 8. It's Swansea. You know, I don't know many puns here, you know, but sometimes last season they were absolutely brilliant, and sometimes they were dire, you know. I'm hoping if they're in my group, they're going to, you know, win by an absolute rout-ledge, you know, rout. You know, very spiritual team, you know, Monk in charge. I reckon they're going to do alright this year. I'm predicting top half. I'm predicting top half. Well, sheep shaggers, aren't they? That's the only problem. And they go into Group 3. That's with Leicester and Norwich. Next team. Who's left? Southampton and Stoke by my reckoning. Seven. It's Southampton. You know, they're going to be, if you get them, they're going to be absolute saints for you, aren't they? Absolute saints. You know, they're a long shot to push for the top 4. But, you know, I think out of these teams, you've got an absolute corker. So that's And there you go. Don't break the bowl. Into Group 4. Into Group 4, which is West Ham and Sunderland. West Ham and Sunderland. And at this point, there should be one left. Again, it's number 6. Number 9. Same joke twice. I can get away with it because I'm doing it. Stoke City. It couldn't be money easier, could it? You know, they've just got to rule the Britannia. Rule Britannia, push up. You know, they sit well last year, didn't they? But they could be in tricky waters this time. But you know, I think they're going to do alright. Just double checking. They're in Group 2. You know, I don't know whether to do a break now because it's pot 1, isn't it? It's only pot 1 we've got there. You know, putting these ones back in. I can hear the squeals from Brighton, all of you. So excited. It didn't really matter which ones I put in where because they should be 1 to 5 in both. But I like to do it properly. Make sure they're all out. I've seen that on the FA Cup draw before. You know, you've got the top goal scorers in this league, haven't you? Chelsea, no sorry, Man City last year, but conceded the least. Chelsea. Now Arsenal are looking alright, aren't they? Probably just Tottenham you want to avoid here, really. Just Tottenham. So to start off, the jokes will still be coming. Not very good ones, but they're still there. Last year's champions. It's Chelsea. You know, if you don't get these, it's a bit of a hazard, isn't it? It will cost you. Will cost you. You've got to try and bridge the gap with some of your other teams, though. So let's hope you can do that. Chelsea. I mean, I wanted Chelsea. I think they're going to win it. They're going to go into Group 5. So that's Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Watford. And now Chelsea. Next team. It's number 2. Manchester City. You know, they showed a lot of heart last season, didn't they? To finish second. No, but Jesus, Chelsea were good. Jesus. You know, they've got a pretty sterling squad this year, so I reckon they'll challenge, but I think they'll come short again, and I reckon they'll finish second. So that's Manchester City. Ooh, I picked up 2 balls, so it's going to be between one of them 2. Don't know how to do this. Whichever one bounces the highest. Didn't see. It went off. 3rd time lucky. I reckon this one. Put that one back. Number 2. So that was Man City, wasn't it? See where they are. So that leaves the group: Man City, Stoke, West Brom, Aston Villa. Group 2. Where am I? It's getting hot in here. Who is it? Number 3, I've picked these out 1, 2, 3, is Arsenal. You know, how are they gonna do? How are they gonna do? You know, they've been Monreal in pre-season, and they're Bella in your team now, aren't they? They're Bella in your team. Oh, that's what I reckon. So Arsenal are in and do this without looking. I'll even put it up here. Group 4. Arsenal make up Group 4, which is them, Southampton, West Ham and Sunderland. You know, that's not a bad one, is it really? So that's Group 4. So it should be Man United at the top and left, you know. I reckon if Man United go in the group with Everton and Liverpool, it'll be over. Whoever gets them. Manchester United, you know, didn't start well, did they? Last year their fans showed a lot of blind faith. You know, if you get them, especially with Liverpool, you're an absolute devil. You know, what's the matter, eh? What's the matter with this group system? Now if you get them, absolute swines. Absolute swines. And they will go into group. Oh, it just flew out. I've got to pick it, haven't I? Group 1. It's the big one. It is the big one. Man United, Liverpool, Everton, Bournemouth. You know, I'm looking at these groups. Oh, I think that one's going to win it. You know, and that should leave. I can tell you're all disappointed that there's only one more team. Number 5. Tottenham. You know, they had some players that showed up like a hurricane last year, didn't they? You know, they'll levy you some points, I'm sure, but at times of the season they're absolute dross. Absolute dross. You know, I wouldn't want them in my group. I've just seen who they're with. Assuming this is the correct ball. Ball 3. Not ball 3, it is ball 3, but it's group 3, which is Tottenham, Swansea, Leicester and Norwich. So I will put that back in. Now all that's left is to decide these groups. So I'm just going to make sure. So we got 1, we got 5, 3, 2, and then 4. So the way I'm going to draw these groups, so I'm going to get Emma to pick a ball out. Right. She said she's going to unveil my balls, she's going to rummage around. I'm going to get her involved, if she's up for it. So just before I do that, I'll just go through the groups. So Group 1, Manchester United, Liverpool, Everton, Bournemouth. Group 2 is Man City, Stoke, West Brom, Aston Villa. Group 3, Tottenham, Swansea, Leicester, Norwich. Group 4, Arsenal, Southampton, West Ham, Sunderland. And Group 5 is Chelsea, Palace, Newcastle and Watford. So let's see who's going to get what group. Let's go and see if she's up for it. Come and draw some balls. Come and fondle some balls. Come on. Be quick, I'm recording. Just need you to catch some balls. Come on. Come on, my sexy assistant. Hey! Hoo, 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 hoo. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. My sexy assistant. The soon-to-be Mrs. Ratboy.
I don't want to be
Show her Marie.
I don't want to be part of it.
She does. So, I'm going to say a name, you pick a ball. You can't look in. This is the important bit.